We spent a lot of time this week exposing the lies out of Los Angeles, the lies that continue to get repeated without any pushback, sadly, on the cesspool that is cable news or on the broadcast news networks, and certainly in the major newspapers and publications. We love to show you not only how bad the lies are and what the real truth is behind those lies, but also who spreads those lies. And we found a granddaddy here that you need to learn about. First, though, let me give you a real good example of what kind of lies we're talking about. This is perfect. CNN last night, and good job, Colin Rugg on X, for doing this beautiful split screen so you can see the reality of the situation down below and then what the CNN Democrat analyst was saying up above.
But I know our time. I know you live in LA. I literally left Los Angeles Sunday night. What is happening in Los Angeles and the way it is being depicted is not accurate. We're talking about a square mile out of a 500 square mile city. Most people are not experiencing it the way we are showing it on television. And I think we have to be very careful because there are not riots in the street. There are some bad actors and they need to be held accountable. But we have to be careful with the language you use, because if we say riots, we cause unnecessary fear. And the real fear is when military people start flooding our streets unnecessarily.
It's just remarkable when you say it's really just a square mile downtown. I was just in LA. I didn't see this. Yeah, because she was hanging out in Beverly Hills in West LA, probably with her rich friends, her rich liberal friends, behind a gated community, I would suspect as well. I didn't go downtown. People don't go downtown. It's icky down there. So that means that it wasn't a riot. If I didn't see it, it wasn't a riot. If it's only 1 square mile, 1 square mile is a lot of territory, especially in a downtown area, where buildings are all condensed and put together. You know what's downtown LA? Do you know what's in that 1 square mile that they're talking about? Well, you got the courthouses, you've got the supervisor's office, you've got the city council's office, you've got the mayor's office, you've got federal courthouses, you've got federal buildings. You've got Chinatown, you've got Little Tokyo, you've got the Staples Center where the Clippers play. No, the Lakers play there. Clippers got their own arena now, didn't they? You've got the Nokia Live, the big theater that they use downtown. You've got the Music Center, Dorothy Chandler Pavilion. They used to have the Oscars there, the Mark Taper Forum where they do theater, and of course the Amundsen Theater. That's the LA Music Center. You've got the Cathedral down there. You've got tons of restaurants. You've got tons of office buildings. You've got tons of apartment buildings and condos. There's a lot you can pack into 1 square mile in a city. And of course, it did stretch well beyond that 1 square mile that she keeps talking about. They keep saying that. And yes, a lot of these images do come from there. But there was also an uprising in Paramount, California, which is about 5 to 10 miles east of downtown Los Angeles. Also on Friday at the Home Depot in Carson, where they made over 100 arrests. Carson is well outside of Los Angeles city limits. It's down the 405 freeway south of LAX. So it's just a lie. It's just a lie. And that's a perfect example of that lie, the gaslighting that you will have. And certainly it would have been instructive for them to show the side-by-side there on CNN, so the viewers could actually see the reality versus what this Democrat analyst wanted to say. But instead, everyone on the panel is like, oh, that's true. That's true. We're bad in the media. We shouldn't show you the truth about what's going on. We should just let you tell everybody what you want them to hear. But that's not the worst lie that's being exposed this morning. Do you remember this video? I'm sure you've seen it. It went viral. We'll let it play and then we'll talk about it afterwards. But just recognize the beautiful craftsmanship of this, the performance with tears, the camera angle, the passion, the delivery. Listen, City of Angels, man, it's LA, it's Hollywood. They know how to tug at your heartstrings and get your emotions going. It's a fantastic video. It's just complete and total fiction. But let's watch it together.
I can't handle this, y'all. This is crazy, yo. I didn't think this was about to affect me like this. But our neighbor's school, y'all know I work at a school. Fuck. our neighboring school, I think it's Gratas, I don't know how to say it. It's Gratas or something like that. They were having their graduation. And there's helicopters in the sky. Most of these schools are... Fuck, yo. Most of these schools are predominantly Hispanic. Most of these schools are predominantly Hispanic. Gratas, I believe elementary, was having their graduation. And all of a sudden, a bunch of parents have to run out because ISIS is there. This is the story that I'm hearing. And, you know, our school goes on lockdown. Our principal, you know, tells us it's a drill, but we know it's not a drill. And, you know, I had to come outside. It's my break. We kind of got up. We got like off of a soft lockdown. And, you know, parents had to run out because they don't have papers. And they had to leave their kids because the kids do. What type of shit is this, yo? And then kids are freaking grabbing teachers and crying on their leg because they don't know if they're about to see their parents when they get home. What the fuck is this? And we voted for this shit? 15 people just got picked up on Wilshire at the Home Depot. On Wilshire. Yo. Man, oh my God. This is not right. This is not right, yo.
Just give me a minute. So hard to see that. God bless that man. They have MAGA country there in East LA. Awful. Voted for that. Really powerful stuff there. None of that was true. Now, that was, of course, distributed on the garbage website known as TikTok, as you know, run by the Communist Party out of Beijing, China. We're not on TikTok yet, are we, Kevin? No, it's mostly garbage. It's disgusting. It's disgusting that this got spread and disseminated. And, you know, you hear a lot from the preening, hand-wringing Jake Tappers of the world about how misinformation and disinformation is so ubiquitous, and this is the real problem with journalism out there. And, of course, when they say it, they talk about people like me and talk about people like, you know, the cable stations that they don't like, you know, the ones that get all the viewers. They talk about websites like the town hall websites. That's what they're talking about. They don't talk about this. They're right. There is a problem with lies being disseminated as truth and being repeated and perpetrated as truth. They're absolutely right about that. But it's these kind of lies. It's the lies like the poor high school kid who was in Los Angeles for the March for Life, and some Indian activist got in his face, and that little snip of a video was spread all around the internet saying that the poor 16-year-old from Covington High School should have his face punched because he had a MAGA hat on and was smirking at the Native American activist. Even that was all a lie. He's won defamation settlements over it, of course. But that's the kind of misinformation, the kind that gets repeated by the likes of the Washington Post and CNN. And these kind of lies that get repeated. This has been fact-checked. This has been debunked. The truth about this has been exposed. Did ICE raid a school graduation? In a tearful Instagram video Friday, user Hey Mr. Howie said he heard that parents were fleeing a graduation ceremony at Gratz Elementary. This is the video you just saw, and leaving their children behind upon hearing of ICE presence because they didn't have papers, and they left their kids because they do. Let me just pause there for a second. Right there and then, if you're a parent, I don't care how scared you are that you might be deported. You leave your child, you flee the scene and run from law enforcement and leave your child behind. That makes no sense at all. I mean, I guess there, but for the grace of God, I can't put myself in that position. I don't know what I would do If my kid was a citizen of a country and I was in that country illegally, and then the authorities were coming to get me, if that even was happening, which of course in this case it didn't, but I don't think I would leave my child. I would abandon my elementary aged child to save my own ass. No parent would. So we should have known from the beginning that this video wasn't true. Anyway, here's the fact check. Quote, and the kids are freaking grabbing teachers and crying on their legs because they don't know if they're about to see their parents when they get home, said Hey Mr. Howie in the video. What the F is this? Here's the fact check. By the way, I just want to let you know, because I'm sure you're wondering, oh, what crazy right-wing website am I reading from here to get this fact check done? I should have told you. I'm sorry. This is the LA Times, the Los Angeles Times. Grudgingly, against their better interests and instincts, they actually accidentally stumbled upon the truth and printed the truth. It was the LA Times that debunked this lie. That's who we're reading from here. Fact check. On Monday, Los Angeles Unified School District Superintendent Alberto Carvalho said there was no confirmed threat to the Friday culmination at Gratz Elementary, located just west of downtown. We're investigating it, Carvalho said during a news conference, and all the reports that came back was that no such event happened. He added, what's possible is considering the level of fear and awareness. This is where he equivocates. This is where the LA Times equivocates. Considering the level of fear and awareness in our community, if you see 3 unmarked vehicles, 3 minivans, 3 SUVs driving through a neighborhood, obviously you're going to suspect that they may be a possibility. We believe that that may have been the case. So they saw 3 vans drive through the neighborhood, and everybody freaks out and says, let's get out of here. Let's abandon our children because we might get deported. Here's the thing. If you're living in fear and you're in the country illegally and you're afraid that you might get deported, first of all, if you're just sitting there peacefully watching your kid's graduation, that's not what's going to happen. The only people who have been apprehended are people who are consorting with known gang members and criminals. I want to keep repeating that because it's a lie that innocent people and innocent places are being raided. If an establishment is being raided, it's because they have a warrant that other illegal activity is going on in that location, okay? Those are the facts. That said, if you're living in fear like this, if you are terrified when you see 3 unmarked vans driving through a neighborhood and you think, oh, that's it, ICE is here and they're going to deport me, I've got an idea. Get your affairs in order. Check in with ICE. Let them know who you are. They will give you money and they will pay for you to go home where you belong, and then you can begin the legal process of entering our country. It's an incredibly generous offer right now, and it's a hell of a lot better than this terror that's being painted. Just saying. And I promise you, other countries, every other country on this planet would not afford you that level of grace and it's the word I'm looking for, dispensation. I'm just using Catholic words, but that's exactly what it is. So what's possible is that we may believe that may be the case. The superintendent urged families whose children attend LAUSD school to update their contact emergency information with the school. He also advised families to prepare backup plans should caregivers be taken into custody. Caregivers. It's hilarious. So it was a lie. And even the LA Times was forced to admit that it was a lie. That video went viral. Millions upon millions upon millions saw it, spread the information, the misinformation, the disinformation because of that guy's TikTok video with the tears and everything. How bad did it get? How wide did it spread? Who would be so maniacal and vicious and sociopathic and demonic to take that TikTok video and then repeat it as if it were truth to scare people and get them so riled up that they'll take to the streets and maybe even commit violent acts because they're so angry over this lie about little children at an elementary school? Who would be that kind of monster? Who? Saw this story this morning and I said, that sounds familiar. Parents at a graduation of their kids scared that they're going to be deported. I know that fake story sounds familiar. I know it does.
We're seeing unmarked cars in school parking lots, kids afraid of attending their own graduation.
That's the kind of evil, demonic sociopath who would repeat that story just to scare people and get them so stirred up that they take to the streets and commit violent acts. That guy. Maybe that's why he doesn't want anybody playing his speech that he gave. Because he doesn't want us to expose his lies, but we're not afraid. We'll keep exposing his lies. He's a terrible human being. And everyone in the media that repeated that lie, they should be ashamed of themselves and they should be publicly mocked and ridiculed and drummed out of the industry, but they won't be. Because sadly, for the mainstream corporate media, that is their industry. To repeat the lies as long as it fits their agenda. Thankfully, we have a different business model here. Tell the truth and give you the information that you're not getting anywhere else. We appreciate you watching today. Thank you.